guys, this is Jeron with Savage Gym coming at you today wearing the brand new Savage baseball tee. Just picked these up from the printer today and I feel really good. I feel really good about myself. I feel like that possibly I'm as well dressed as a man can be when you go to work in sweatpants and flip-flops. So we did these just as a pre-order this time around, so if you did not get in on that, I'm sorry. But we're gonna do it again. So be on the lookout for those if you would like to get one of these new shirts. We also dropped a brand new black on black design. Also very sexy, also very slimming, which is nice when you're muscular like I am. Anyways, today I want to talk to you today about why you must get stronger and why all training is going to boil down to your ability to improve your maximal strength and how that affects every other athletic endeavor that you may pursue in or out of the gym. Maybe you're saying, hey, oh my god, Jeron, I don't want to get big and strong. I just want to look better and tone up and look good for the beach and fit into my Lululemon pants. That's fair. I'm not here to tell you how to live your life, but all physique-based training and physique-based goals comes down to hypertrophy training. If you think about it, if you want to lean and tone and lose weight and look better naked, all this comes down to increasing muscle mass, decreasing body fat. What kind of training do you do for that? Moderate weight, moderate amount of reps, lots of sets, lots of work volume. Hate to break it to you, that's how you build muscle. However, how do we keep from plateauing over time and continue to build muscle and drop body fat and burn calories? I don't know. Maybe it's the principle of progressive overload, like we talked about last time. There are two main ways that we go about putting on new muscle tissue or causing that kind of a stimulus in the body. Mechanical tension, meaning moving weight through space, causing the breakdown of tissue, or metabolic stress from moving weights around. Typically one's going to be more correlated to lifting heavier weights, maybe in a compound fashion, and the other is going to be causing micro trauma to the muscle tissue itself through volume. However, if you remember, these are two of the main principles in strength training, and if your goal is to continue to make progress towards these physique type goals over time, then by nature of the principle of overload, you must continue to either do more work, whether that's more volume, or lift more weight. Otherwise, your body will adapt to the stimulus that you're giving it with your current workout, and you're going to stop seeing results. So that means if you don't progress your training over time or get stronger, then your ability to cause those kinds of physique changes in your body will slow down and stop. If you don't believe me, go to a global gym and ask the same person who's been lat pulling 45 pounds for the last 3 years how that's working for them. But Jeron, I don't want to get big or strong or lose weight. I just want to have a lot of endurance. Also a fair goal. But what is the best way to reduce the relative impact that one activity has on your body? Get stronger. That means that if you increase your maximal strength output, then day-to-day tasks become less difficult for you. Everything becomes easier when you get stronger. So if you take a runner who can squat or deadlift, let's say 50 pounds, which is pretty weak, even if their goal is to be able to, be an ultra marathon runner, and I've worked with ultra marathon runners in the past. If we can take that same runner and double their strength pound for pound, then they're going to be faster, guaranteed, because the amount of effort it takes to move their body through space and continue doing it for a long time is of less lower impact than it is to the weaker person. How much easier is it to carry a bag of dog food across the parking lot when you can deadlift 600 pounds than when you can only deadlift 100? Training for maximal strength also helps endurance by improving motor pattern efficiency. So that means if we use the gym as a control environment to learn better biomechanics and better movement patterns and build up your body's efficiency in those movements, when we translate that into something like running, now you're running at a more efficient pace and you're recruiting muscle tissue more effectively than someone who does not train. So in addition to being stronger, being able to put out more power, you now have more efficient movement and better energy utilization, allowing you to have greater overall endurance than someone who does not train for strength at all. But Jeron, I just want to be flexible, mobile, and prevent injury. Also a valid point. However, training compound movements through a complete range of motion helps to build flexibility, maintain flexibility, and teach you how to be stable in your newfound flexible position. So, just being able to be bent into a pretzel does not help you live a longer, happy, healthier, more injury-free life. In fact, if you are super mobile or overly flexible, you're more inclined to hurt yourself doing day-to-day activities than somebody who isn't perhaps quite as bendy as you are. This isn't to say that you should just train and ignore all mobility training. This is obviously not true. However, what I think is often overlooked is the importance of stability in whatever position that you get yourself into. What's up? Stability is the ability to maintain and hold a position against load. And so what we do with our strength training, our barbell movements, our compound exercises, is we teach your body how to move through a complete range of motion and how to resist load in the various positions in that range of motion. So in fact, once you are mobile enough to perform an exercise, performing compound movements through a full range of motion is one of the best ways to gain and maintain flexibility. Add to this the effects it has on the connective tissue and bone structure, and we have a pretty good formula for living a long, happy, healthy, and vital life. But I really want to tone up for summer. Fat loss is also greatly affected by strength training. How is this? Now, I'm not the first person to say this, so hopefully you've heard this before, but when you do cardiovascular type training, even HIIT training, you're burning calories in a vacuum, and we're only looking at the calorie expenditure during that training session and very shortly thereafter. In fact, how your body adapts to cardiovascular type training is it helps you become more efficient. That means that the amount of work that you just performed, if you get better at that type of training, you'll be able to do that same amount of work without burning as much fuel, which is kind of backwards when you think about it. The beauty with strength training is that it works the exact opposite. In fact, the more strength that you build and the more muscle you build, the more inefficient you become, and the more calories your body is able to burn at rest or even while doing activity. Activities. So many activities. This means that over time, if we focus on strength training, we ultimately become better at burning and processing the calories that we take in, and you can eat more food. Whereas when we focus just on cardiovascular type training, whether high intensity or low, as you adapt to that and become more efficient, you burn less calories. Now, it's not to say that you should ignore all of your cardiovascular training altogether. This is obviously not the case. However, placing an emphasis on your actual strength training and then sprinkling cardiovascular training in around that is going to be one of your best long-term formulas for sustained fat loss. And obviously there's also explosive or power type training, where the goal is to be able to move as explosively and quickly as possible. Now, power is your rate of force development, or how fast you can contract and create movement. The stronger you are, the more force you can put out, and the more explosive you can be. You can't be explosively weak. That just doesn't make any sense. That's like running really fast into a pillow. But then the pillow doesn't move, you're weak. So if you're somebody who's just been kind of going to the gym, focusing on getting a good pump or making some muscles burn or get sore or something like that that isn't actually tangibly related to anything, hopefully this has been a little bit of an eye-opener for you, and you now know, along with some of the principles that I provided you in the previous video, that you have to get stronger and you know how to do it. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you did, please like it, subscribe to my channel, share it with all of your friends. I'll share it with both of mine, my wife and my dog, which actually is one friend and a wife and a dog. And I will see you in the next video. What's up?